Most people think saving money means one thing: suffering, saying no, cutting everything fun, feeling guilty every time you spend and ashamed every time you don't. No one explains this part. You don't struggle to save because you're bad with numbers. You struggle to save because you're human. And your brain was never designed to feel good about sacrificing today for a future you can't see yet. From the outside, it looks simple. Just spend less than you earn. But inside your mind, that rule collides with something deeper. Fear of missing out, the need to feel included, the quiet anxiety of watching other people live a life you wish you had. So every time you try to save more, it feels like a fight. Not with your bank account, but with yourself. And that's the real problem. You were taught how to save, but never how to save without feeling miserable. That's what we're going to change today. Using ideas from the psychology of money, we're going to look at saving from a different angle. Not as punishment, but as a form of freedom. Not as saying no to life, but as saying yes to your future self. If you understand this, saving stops feeling like a painful diet and starts feeling like self-respect. At some point, you probably tried to be good with money. You cut everything. No coffee, no delivery, no nights out, no fun. For a few days, you felt proud. Then, slowly, reality showed up. Your friends went out. Someone posted a trip on Instagram. You had a bad day and wanted to feel better, just for a moment. And suddenly, the perfect plan collapsed. You spent more than you wanted, and the guilt came right after. I'll never be disciplined. I just can't save. Something is wrong with me. But nothing is wrong with you. You weren't fighting your spending, you were fighting your psychology. Here's what the psychology of money makes painfully clear. Most financial decisions are emotional long before they are logical. You don't spend only because something is useful. You spend because it makes you feel safe, included, successful, less anxious. And the opposite is also true. You don't resist saving because you don't understand the math. You resist saving because it feels like losing something important. Comfort, connection, pleasure, status. So if saving feels like suffering, it's not because saving is wrong. It's because of the story your mind is telling about it. Your brain is saying, if I save, I'll miss out. If I save, I'll be behind. If I save, I'm choosing boredom while everyone else lives. No spreadsheet can beat that story. You don't fix this by forcing more discipline. You fix it by changing what saving means in your mind. Think about what you learned growing up. Maybe you heard, money is always tight. We can't afford that. Enjoy it now, you never know tomorrow. Or maybe it was the opposite. Spending was celebrated. Saving was never mentioned, and every bit of extra money became a new purchase. Without noticing, you created an internal rule. Money exists to fix how I feel right now. So when adult life begins and people say, you should save 20%, invest early, think long-term, it doesn't feel inspiring. It feels empty. Because your emotional brain is asking, And what about me? What about my stress today? My boredom today? My loneliness today? That's why saving feels like suffering. It looks like you're giving up the only tool you know to feel better in the present. But the psychology of money introduces a different idea. Real wealth is what you don't see. The trips you didn't post, the car you didn't buy, the apartment you didn't upgrade to. Wealth is the money quietly sitting there, protecting your peace, buying you options, slowly buying back your time. The problem is, in the moment of decision, your brain doesn't see that. It only sees one thing. I say yes and feel good now, or I say no and feel like I'm losing. Saving becomes a loss. And humans are naturally loss-averse. We hate losing more than we love winning. So every time you say no to a purchase, your brain registers it as pain, unless you teach it to see something else. Before we go deeper, pause for a second and be honest. What's one thing you tried to cut from your life that made saving feel like torture? Write it in the comments. Sometimes just naming the thing that hurts is the first step to changing how you deal with it. To save without suffering, you don't start with your budget. You start with your values. Ask yourself 3 simple questions. What do I genuinely enjoy? Not for status, but for real. What expenses give me energy, connection, or peace? And what are the things I spend on that I forget about a week later? Most people try to save by cutting randomly. But when you cut what truly matters to you, you feel punished. And when you feel punished, you rebel. That's why your perfect plan collapses after 2 weeks. Instead, you flip the script.
You sacrifice what you don't actually care about. You create 2 mental categories. This makes my life meaningfully better. And this is just noise. Saving without suffering is not about removing all pleasure. It's about removing noise so that the pleasures that remain feel even more valuable and guilt-free. From there, you connect this with one key idea from the book. Financial success is not about earning more. It's about how much you can keep without hating your life. That means the goal isn't to become an ultra-minimalist who never spends a cent. The goal is to build a life where every dollar has a purpose, either to support your present or to protect your future. The next step is to stop relying on willpower. If every month you promise to save more, you're setting yourself up for a fight you'll eventually lose. Your environment is stronger than your discipline. The book makes this obvious. Small, repeated behaviors shape your financial life far more than one-time decisions. So instead of asking, how do I force myself to save? You ask, how do I design my life so saving happens by default? That's where a simple shift changes everything. You pay yourself first, not last, not if something is left. First. The moment money comes in, a piece of it moves to a different place. An emergency fund, a future investments account, a freedom account for long-term goals. You don't wait to feel ready. you automate the decision. Even if it's a small amount, $20, $50, $100, you're training your brain to see saving as normal, not as a special event. Now something important happens psychologically. When you spend what's left, you don't feel guilty, because the most important decision was already made. You saved. You respected your future self. The rest is flexible. You're no longer choosing between enjoy life and be responsible. You're doing both. To make this even easier, you can separate your money mentally. One account for future freedom, one account for guilt-free enjoyment. This is called mental accounting, and if you use it consciously, it helps your brain relax. When you spend from the guilt-free bucket, you enjoy it fully. No shame, no anxiety, no self-attack later. When you see the future freedom bucket growing, you feel proud. Suddenly, saving isn't silent suffering. It becomes a visible story of progress. You're watching your future take shape, month after month. And this connects to another powerful message from the psychology of money. You'll never feel like you have enough if you let the world define what enough means. If you don't define your own version of enough, every amount will feel small. Every effort will seem pointless. That's what creates this paradox. You're saving, but emotionally, you still feel behind. So part of saving without suffering is deciding in advance, what kind of life do I actually want? What is comfortable enough for me? How much freedom matters more than lifestyle? When you answer these questions honestly, saving stops being abstract and starts being connected to a real picture of your future. If you want help turning all this into daily practice, I left a link in the pinned comment to the 30-Day Wealth Habits Challenge. It guides you day by day through small actions that lower your anxiety, organize your money, and make saving feel natural instead of painful. If you ever thought, I know what I should do, but I just don't do it, this challenge was designed exactly for that. There's another reason saving feels like suffering. Comparison. You don't save in a vacuum. You save while watching everyone else spend. Friends calling you to go out, people your age posting trips, cars, restaurants, influencers telling you that you only live once. In your mind, the equation becomes, they're enjoying life. I'm restricting myself. They're living the moment. I'm stuck thinking about the future. So of course, saving feels unfair. But the psychology of money reminds you of something most people never truly accept. You have no idea what's behind what you're seeing. You don't see the debt. You don't see the financial stress. You don't see the parents helping in the background. You don't see the sleepless nights over bills. You only see the highlight. If you try to save while competing with everyone's highlight, you will always feel like you're losing. That's why one of the healthiest decisions you can make is this. You stop playing games you don't want to win. You don't need to win the game of who looks richer right now.
You want to win a different game entirely. Who is calmer, freer, and less controlled by money 10 years from now. And that game has completely different rules. In that game, canceling a useless subscription is a win. Cooking at home a few more times is a win. Saying no to a purchase that was only about impressing others is a win. You start to see something clearly. Every time you save, you're not missing a moment. You're creating future moments where you won't be worried about money at all. There's also a quieter shift that happens over time. Your identity changes. At first, saving feels like something you're forcing. You're trying to be responsible. But with repetition, even with small amounts, your brain starts to adopt a new story. I'm someone who takes care of my future. I'm someone who respects the money I earn. I'm someone who doesn't need to buy everything to feel okay. That identity is powerful because once you see yourself that way, every decision has a different weight. Spending recklessly doesn't just hurt your budget, it feels out of character. And that's where saving truly stops being suffering. It's not a war against what you want. It's a reflection of who you are choosing to become. You're not punishing yourself. You're protecting yourself. Let's make this practical. Here's a simple 3-step way to apply the psychology of money to save without suffering. Step 1. Decide what you refuse to sacrifice. Write down 3 to 5 things that genuinely make your life better. Could be coffee with friends, a hobby, a small trip once a year. Those stay. You might adjust the frequency, but you don't cut them completely. They are your joy protectors. Step 2. Hunt for painless savings. Go through your last 1 to 2 months of expenses and circle everything that you forgot you paid for, you didn't fully enjoy, or you only bought out of boredom or comparison. These are your silent leaks. Cancel, reduce, or replace them with cheaper versions. You're not attacking joy. You're removing noise. Step 3. Automate one small non-negotiable. Choose a fixed amount, even if it's tiny, and set it to move automatically every month to a separate account. This is not extra saving if possible. This is the cost of your future freedom. You don't ask, will I do it? You ask, how much can I safely make automatic? That's how you align with the book's core message. Behavior beats intelligence. You're not waiting to feel motivated. You're structuring your life so the right behavior happens even when you're tired, stressed, or distracted. Now, take a moment and ask yourself, what would change in your life if saving no longer felt like punishment, but like an act of respect toward the person you're becoming? What would change if instead of thinking, I'm missing out, you thought, I'm buying back my time, one small decision at a time? You don't need a radical transformation. You don't need to be perfect. You just need a new story and a simple system. A story where saving is not a prison, it's protection. Saying no today is saying yes to a calmer future. And you don't chase every shiny thing because you know what matters to you. And a system where you protect what you love, You remove what you don't, and you automate the path to the life you actually want. If this video helped you breathe a little easier about money, and you want to turn this mindset into daily action, check out the 30-Day Wealth Habits Challenge in the pinned comment. It's a guided, step-by-step challenge to create realistic habits around saving without suffering, controlling impulsive spending, reducing financial anxiety, and building a system you can actually maintain. No perfection, just progress that sticks. And if you want to keep learning about money psychology, financial behavior, and how to build real wealth without losing your peace, make sure to subscribe and turn on notifications. There's a lot more coming, and this is just the beginning of a much calmer relationship with your money.